Well, SAA's future remains unclear. This comes after the business was placed under business rescue. For the airline to be able to meet its financial obligations, it will need 2 billion rand from government to be able to pay the employees. The South African Cabin Crew Association and NUMSA say government is being negligent in not making funds available. Christopher Shabangu, who's the deputy president of the SA Cabin Crew Association, joins us now for conversation. Christopher, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon.
Good afternoon, Faith, and good afternoon to your viewers.
How is government being negligent, especially if government has come on time and time again and said, listen guys, we simply don't have the money?
Okay, first of all, we have to take it back a little bit. Solidarity filed for business rescue, right? And then the shareholder, which is the government, voluntarily went and filed for their own voluntary business rescue. You couldn't do that expecting that to happen for free. Obviously, it's going to cost money. Now that you've gone for a business rescue voluntarily, then make all the resources available on time. Now, at this moment, it seems like it's there's excuses to something that they asked for.
Why do you think that they're making these excuses? Is it because there's no political, because this comes from government? Is there no political will to see SAA out of the dirty rut that it's in right now?
We've already made allegations, for many years now that there's a plan to privatize South African Airways. Now, at this particular moment, we think, NUMSA and SACO, we seem to believe that this is a continuation of that, it's an orchestrated plan to have South African Airways privatized. Because we don't see any reason why, now that you've asked for a voluntary plan, why don't you make resources available?
Who's spearheading, in your opinion, that plan to privatize SAA? Where's that agenda coming from, in your opinion? And I'm sure you've got speculations.
Look, I can't speculate, but it's a sequence of events that are leading us to believe that there's something like this. I cannot speculate and say this is a particular person.
So then who is championing the sequence of events that are leading you guys to speculate that there may be a plan to privatize SAA? Because if an email comes through, you know the email has got a sender, right? What I'm asking you is that who's sending that implication or allegation that indeed the agenda is to privatize SAA?
Look, our suspicion is not necessarily based on any email or any particular person that's doing something. It's based on, a sequence of events. I'll give you an example. We have right now a situation where we have a business rescue practitioner who's at South African Airways there to do a particular job, but behind his back there are aircrafts that are being sold, 9 aircrafts that are being sold. What would you think? Because those aircrafts are supposed to be sold by him and him alone, nobody else, but he does not know about it. So what would you think as a normal person? Somebody is doing something. Somebody is undermining the efforts of the business practitioners.
Is somebody undermining the efforts of the business practitioner, or is the business practitioner not within the rights of power? I mean, technically, legally, they're within the rights of power because everything stops with him, right? Yeah. But if Les Mattison, if this is all happening behind his back and he's not aware of it, is he not aware of it? Or is he simply allowing it to happen? Which one is it?
For now, as SACO and NUMSA, would want to take this, this opinion of saying what he does not know. He's been there for only a month. There's a lot that's happening there. We've been told that some of business decisions were taken before him, so he wouldn't know about them. That's a fair expectation. That's a fair comment from him. However, everything that has, even if it started before him, it has to stop right now. It cannot continue. Any movement of assets at SAA to any other entity has to stop right now. Now, if he does not know, it is fair for now. For us as unions, we're saying it's fair that he does not know. But now that we've alerted him to this situation, he needs to deal with it. It is for that reason that we have said, Mr. Mattison, we believe in you. Actually, we've said this to the shareholder. You have chosen to go on a voluntary business rescue, but now there was a process, there was a court process that had started already with Solidarity. Therefore, we are saying, bring in people that have the expertise. What you need, you're going to need a plan. For the business practitioner has to come up with a plan that's going to work. Now, we have that plan through Mr. Jachana's plan. And we're saying you also believe that you should have somebody that's going to assist you. As much as we believe in your expertise.
But you initiated that in the beginning because you have come out as union saying that actually we don't have complete trust in this Les Mattison because of the way in which he was brought in. In other words, he may have been brought in by the board to fulfill the purpose and the agenda of the board. Hence why you were calling for Jachana as well to be part of it, saying that Jachana was at the helm of it, he was CEO, so you would know more about the business. So does that mean you still don't trust Les Mattison?
No, we trust Les. We don't trust the people behind Les. We don't trust the board in this case. Or we don't need people behind. We don't trust people that are working with less, which is the board or the South African management at this particular moment. That has been proven by the fact of, by the events that have taken place, the decisions that have been made behind his back without him knowing it. So our suspicions were justified. So at this particular moment, what we need somebody that's going to help Mr. Mutisen. We trust him. He's, good man. He's a man that he includes us as unions. It's gonna, we're going to see as time goes on as to where that's going to go. But are we involved at the moment? Yes, we are. We discuss with him certain things. Is he going to need our help? Absolutely. We're just unionists, but we have people that can help him to speedily deal with this issue.
Yeah.
And we have people. So Mr. Klutemare is a business practitioner who's going to assist him on our behalf type of thing. Mr. Jachana is a person that's got a plan that was when Solidarity filed their papers at the High Court, they included Mr. Jachana's plan, and we also believe in that plan. SAA needs that plan.
How do you take in the resignation of Martin Kingston?
Look, I'm not going to, that's the best news that the employees of South African Airways have ever received. It's the best news that we have ever received as South Africa.
Was he corrupt? Why is it that you're receiving these news?
I'll tell you now. We believe that by him leaving now, actually the business practitioners are going to have a little bit of leeway to work uninterrupted. We believe he was one of the people that led this company into where it is right now. We urge the other board members to also follow suit. We just hope, though, that his resignation has nothing to do with him repositioning himself for any future events that are going to be happening at South African. It is fair for us to speculate that he's resigning exactly on the, at this part of the time. How can you say that you're leading, you're a director of the company, and we've been calling for you to leave for so many years? Then when we are in this kind of trouble, you do not show your character. You do not show, you don't stand with the workers at the time when they need you, at the time when you kept on saying that you can actually stand, you can turn this around, but you don't, you run. Our suspicions right now is that we hope that he is not running away so that he can reposition himself for any future restructuring of SAA. Again, if I may just say this, we say to you, we believe there's privatization. We also hope that he's not trying to reposition himself for the privatization that might take place, because he will be in the know.
Well, of course, I mean, when that happens, I'm sure you and I will be sitting in and having a conversation once again about that, and I'm definitely sure that the workers will not allow anything to happen in SAA that they are not confronted about. Christopher, we have to leave it there, unfortunately, for this afternoon, but thanks a lot for joining us, shedding some light in terms of exactly where SAA is, and of course, the association saying that, listen, government is actually being irresponsible by calling for a business rescue and not necessarily availing resources to come through with the business rescue in itself. But still to come.